Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Two Buds One Podcast, episode 68. I am your host, TheTechnojelly, with my co-host Alchem Games. We are on our first, no, I guess it's second episode, but first episode completely on our new channel, at least on the YouTube side, Alchem, because we're still on your channel normally for the live side. So, Alchem, how you been? It's been a while.
I've
It's
been
been a
good.
bit. Yeah.
I've been good, Jelly.
Funny
I've
enough,
been fine. Yeah,
normally when we do this podcast, you and I have been
yeah.
talking like basically the whole week, and we actually just like didn't actually really talk.
You want to know what's funny?
Strangely
We've had a
enough.
situation where we could have run into each other even in VR
Yeah,
chat, but
yeah,
our
like
timing is
multiple.
so bad that we miss each
We
other.
we always just it's like that one scene where like one's in the it's like that
Superman's never in the same room as Clark Kent.
Yeah, I know, right?
Saying,
Like we just always miss each other for whatever
seriously,
things we were doing.
I literally like, oh yeah, I saw Jelly earlier, and then like maybe I catch you either on like no, I almost said Cheese's stream. I caught you on Kisu's stream or even Lupus's stream.
Yeah.
But then when I pop in and stuff, I'm like, hey guys, oh shit, Jelly's on.
Yeah, I leave.
I usually pop in when
go.
everything's dying down. I usually pop in after the stream, and that's where usually everyone leaves because it's like 1 or 2 a.m. anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, depending on how late they're going or how long in the stream's been going, my stuff is dying because my stuff only lasts about 3 hours now. So
exactly, I usually pop way late, so I'm just I don't expect everyone to be around at that point.
Yeah. But yeah, so a ton of stuff has happened this week. Actually, it was actually kind of a busy week considering, because I mean it's only like February. It's the first week of February. And generally, not a lot of stuff happens in February. Like, it generally takes a couple months for everything to ramp up because everyone's trying to get to their like summer blockbuster style stuff. But a bunch of stuff happened, and I think the first one I want to talk about personally. Luckily, I am not personally involved with this because I feel like I'd be a lot angrier and or sad, maybe both, if I was personally involved. But do you know about Ashes of Creation, Alchem?
Wasn't that like a scam or something? I don't know the full details, so
yeah. Okay, let me give you the rundown.
Laying the groundwork for you.
I'll give you the rundown. So, Ashes of Creation was a Kickstarter in 2017, right? And this Kickstarter raised 3.2 million US dollars. It is a MMO Kickstarter, right? Now, I just want to say, to put in perspective of how much $3 million is, because, to myself, to you, Alchem, and to probably our audience, $3 million is a lot of money. I would do a lot of things for $3 million. There's not many things I wouldn't do. But, like, to put it in perspective, World of Warcraft had a budget of $50 million in 2004, right? And the original Star Wars, The Old Republic, which I can't remember when that came out right now, but whenever it came out, it had a budget of $200 million, right? So in the MMO world, $3 million is literally nothing, right? It's literally zero.
Yes.
But there was funding other ways. And there's this guy named Sheriff, which is the CEO, right? He is apparently also funding the costs by himself, right?
Well, okay.
Yeah. And, Ashes of Creation, they are they are an MMO that is trying to hit the, what's it called? I guess the hardcore MMO crowd. Like, it's trying to be dynamic. It's trying to be, build with the players. All that type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's got that starry-eyed vision because they're trying to get Kickstarter backers, right? So you have to promise big, right?
Yeah, it's very ambitious. Yes,
very
ambitious. All Kickstarters do be.
Yeah. So they raise all this money, right? And they start developing the game, right? They go through the game, and it goes through, pretty okay. There is some red flags in the beginning
Oh, like
because they hire a bunch of people. You know, the studio I think has at like its peak almost 100 players, 100 people hired.
no.
And as it continues on, right, there is like they're showing off the game. They have some closed doors NDA'd stuff showing. So you know, people, they know they're working on the game. And I don't know if you know Chronicles of Illyria. Have you heard of Chronicles of Illyria? It's another
No, I am not.
MMO that, like, Chronicles of Illyria is a way bigger scam. You know, it was, they literally did nothing was playable in Chronicles of Illyria, and they raised even more money. Actually, they raised like $17 million at the end of it. But
God
like,
damn.
but Chronicles of Illyria, like, had nothing playable. This one, to its credit, Ashes of Creation did have actual gameplay, and in 2018 they released a free-to-play Ashes of Creation Apocalypse, right? This was a battle royale game, but it existed to test the combat system, because the end game of Ashes of Creation was supposed to be PvP based, right? So they released this game to make sure to test combat, right?
Right.
And throughout its development, it continued going on. And they were selling alpha and beta versions of this game, or at least alpha/beta access, right? And they sold 40,000 more of those. So that's even on top of the $3 million, right?
That they gained. Yeah, from
Yes, that they gained
Kickstarter.
from the Kickstarter.
Okay.
And
Oh.
then what happened
Huh.
is the first of all, the after a couple years of this Ashes of Creation Apocalypse game, they took that down because, once again, that was only supposed to test the combat system. That wasn't the game. They're like, hey, this is a testing thing. Come out here, kill each other. Let's get some feedback. What do you guys think? Everyone's cool with that. You know, no one's really batting an eye on this. What people are batting an eye on this is the game. First of all, like, the game isn't pushing graphics anywhere. You know, the game doesn't look bad, but it does look old, even for 2020 standards, because this is when the things came out, right? And people are like, okay, but I mean, this is taking a long time. You know, they raised the money in 2017, and it's 2020, and technically no one has seen Ashes of Creation publicly, because the Ashes of Creation Apocalypse was this separate game, right?
Yeah.
So 2021 comes around, and then the lead game designer leaves the studio,
Uh-oh.
right?
Yeah.
But they hired
Major red
they
flag.
hired another person, from a lead writer from the Elder Scrolls Online, right? So like, everyone's like, okay, maybe it's just changing of the guard. And then
Hmm.
the first alpha test of the game is available in July 14th, 2021. This alpha test is under an NDA, strict NDA, right? And
Okay.
it's for the people who bought the $500 or more Kickstarter stuff, and or the people who bought the stuff on the website, right? And
Mm-hmm.
now, okay, at the time we did not know, but now we know that the people who played this version were like, this is a really cool base. And like, you know, everyone's like, this is a really cool idea. We like where it's going. There is not enough of this game for a full release. Like, this is not an alpha. This is like, this is still like, people are like saying, like, you know, pre-production. Like, you know, like, there isn't really a game here. There's systems, but there isn't a game. You know what I mean? And then in the game engine they were using was Unreal Engine 4, and then they said they're going to use Unreal Engine 5 to speed up game development. right? And then basically dead silence for the next 4 years. And then the game comes out, early access, 2025, December 11th, literally 2 months ago. Or 3 months ago, right? For $15 a month. Actually, no, sorry. It was not $15 a month. It came out at, I think it was 50 Canadian dollars for me with a subscription. If I remember correctly. The problem is this game, yeah. So, right? Game comes out, and then this game, Alchem, in its full release, or, okay, in its early access release, it does not look, it is not ready for early access. Right? It is simply not ready for early access. The game, I do also want to stress this, because I don't want to, like, you know, blame the developers or anything like that. The game isn't necessarily bad. It's just way too early on in development still, even though they've been working on this for 2017. Like, it's strange. It takes a long time to make these things. And the game actually sells pretty well, Alchem. Like, it sells, from the numbers that are publicly available, it sells over like 250,000 copies or something like that. You know, it sells a good amount. You know, you're an indie game, technically, you're selling over 250,000.
Yeah. And
it looks pretty good, you know, at $49.99 price point, as well as a subscription service, right? So, Alchem, what happens? A couple months later, the studio fully shuts down. Everyone is fired at the studio at the beginning of January. January 22, Intrepid fires almost all of their 250 employees, other than 9, apparently. Right? Everyone is laid off.
Seems like a strange strategy. Let's see where they go from here.
Yeah. Everyone is laid off. Right? So it is, and then the CEO guy, the co-founder, Stephen Sheriff, talks about, he goes on this huge, I don't want to say rant, but like, he posts publicly about the board trying to take over the company, and he resigns his position as co-founder and CEO because he disagrees and could not ethically agree or carry out what the board wanted, the senior leadership mentioned, right? And all this stuff, right? And you say, oh man, that sucks, you know, that, you know, some company tried to take over him. But then when you try to look into it, Alchem, I've looked into this, right? I've looked at the documents, Alchem. I don't know what board he's talking about. He is the board. Like, there is there's no other company behind it. Their whole thing, Alchem, was that they are independent. Like, that was their whole thing.
If they were like some public entity, or they had shareholders or something. So, I don't think they had anyone in charge of them.
Literally, you can find...
They're a freaking Kickstarter game developer. You can
find company documents, and literally he's the only person under like leadership. Like, his name is literally the only one there, and it's like, it's only in the document isn't that old. It's like 2025 or something like that, or like 2024 maybe. So it's not that old, and so no one knows what happened.
It's just he was struggling with the voices in his head telling him to release the game.
Yeah,
that's his shareholders.
Well, Alchem, that's when you look deeper into the Kickstarter, right? And at the very bottom of the Kickstarter, there is a clause for refunds of the Kickstarter. That if the company or the studio doesn't release a game, they say they will refund everyone. Right?
Yeah.
Well, they released an early access product, Alchem, so they released the game. Now they don't have to refund people.
Exactly.
So,
it's a loophole.
Technically, yeah. So everyone, that's what basically everyone thinks has happened. That the general conclusion is they ran out of money, and so they had to release something, and that's what they released. And the sad part is, Alchem, this game actually had a community. There, like before everything shut down for the 3 months this game existed on Steam, it had 10,000 to 15,000 concurrent players. Like for indie MMO, that's crazy. Like that's bigger numbers than a lot of MMOs, you know?
No.
So like there were people who actually were enjoying this game, and then the company just shut it down. Funny enough, you can still technically play this game right now. It like the studio fired everyone on January 22, and you could buy the game until February 2nd.
Oh.
So like the game was still technically up. Steam finally what's it called? They removed it from sale, and they are issuing refunds for people under the Steam refund policy, which is good. So that's something at least.
Thank goodness for that, honestly. Otherwise, and that even Steam's reputation would have taken a hit with that BS.
Yeah. So it's just a crazy situation, and I hate to say it, but I feel bad for MMO players, you know? Because they just desperately want a new MMO that isn't World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14, or something like that, and just like they all are collapsing around them. And I also just think, sorry, I'll let you go in 1 second. I just think that people don't understand how much MMOs cost. Like when Amazon can't fund an MMO, no one can, or is willing to, because you can't beat them. Like I don't know. So what are you gonna say?
I was gonna say it just sucks that they built up an entire community, built up this hype, and like you said, there really isn't that much in terms of the MMORPG game genre.
Yeah.
You literally have WoW, Final Fantasy,
Elder Scrolls is still kicking. The Elder Scrolls
that is
Online.
still alive.
It's still
oh
alive.
my god! Okay, I thought it was okay. Well,
A lot of
good
people,
for them.
a lot
Good
of
for
people blame Elder Scrolls Online and why Elder Scrolls 6 is taking so long, because they focus a lot of their energy on Elder Scrolls Online instead,
them.
because they were still doing pretty well with it.
I'm drawing blanks here. I got nothing. There's nothing else in terms of major.
Do you count RuneScape?
I was gonna say RuneScape still technically, I guess, count. Does Diablo count? No,
as an MMO, I don't think.
That's not an MMO. That's
not an MMORPG.
We don't
like,
have
those are the
many
big four.
MMORPGs.
Like those are the big four, and then they're like the ones that are kind of like still alive. Is like Star Wars: The Old Republic that's still alive, but it's definitely not past its heyday. That one's on maintenance mode for pretty much. Like I think EverQuest is still around with a small but dedicated user base. Other than that, I don't really know.
Huh.
So like the MMO crowd really desperately wants an MMO, but the problem is all these small indie companies are like, hey, we can do this. And it's just like, guys, you need hundreds of millions of dollars, maybe tens of millions of dollars, maybe. Like single player games have budgets of tens of millions of dollars. So an MMO's budget is crazy high. I just feel bad for them. You know? Because while I don't like MMOs, I've literally made videos on this that I've concluded after many, many, many years that I don't think I enjoy MMOs after playing a bunch of them throughout the years. But I know a lot of people do.
You've played that many MMOs. I think you may like that.
No, but the thing is, the problem with MMOs for me is I don't like the MMO part. I like the RPG part. I don't play MMOs as massive multiplayer online games. I play them as single player RPGs with lag.
Gotcha.
Like one of my favorite MMOs is Star Wars: The Old Republic because of the story-based stuff. Like it's basically you just play a single-player BioWare game, you
Oh,
know? But I've never done the dungeons or raids or anything like that. Like I the I played World of Warcraft when Warlords of Draenor came out, and that was the
oh
first
yeah,
time
yeah.
that was the first time I ever played World of Warcraft. I leveled to max level through questing and stopped playing because I don't care about dungeons and I don't care about raids. So I was
What
like,
about PvP?
I was not interested in PvP either. So I was like, damn. I was like, do I want to level another character? I really enjoyed it. I leveled characters, watched videos in the background, listened to podcasts, and had a grand old time. But I got to the point I'm like, well, do I really want to pay $15 more for this subscription? Not really. And I just let it end, you know? It's like when I bought New
Oh,
World. When I bought New World, I basically just did farming. I basically played Stardew Valley in New World for 50 hours and realized, what am I doing? Like, I'm not actually playing this game. So, yeah.
huh.
So, and I think the sad part about Ashes of Creation, to get back to Ashes of Creation, is that I don't think this game started as a scam. You know what I mean? Like I think because I mean they made a product. The developers made something, and like you could argue that there were like good ideas in this, but it's just one of those things where they basically realized we need more money and we're running out of money and we need to raise more money and we can't raise more money. We have to release something,
So,
release it now. I think
so
it
sadly,
became a scam.
it evolved. It didn't want to be. It tried. They tried. They honestly tried to make it a real thing. It's just due to circumstance and because, unfortunately, it does take a lot to make and run a continuous online MMORPG.
Yeah.
And if you just don't hit it right from the start, then you're not going to make it. And unfortunately, while they did develop a very close community and people were excited for this game, it apparently wasn't enough to keep it afloat. And they had to make that call, but so it's weird that they tried to make it seem like it was a internal issue with some other management or like
Yeah.
higher ups when in reality it was just run by one who's like running the show at the top. But it does suck because it's just one of those everyone no matter what you feel scammed. It
Yeah.
will feel like a scam.
I mean, it was almost like a rug pull at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, the CEO was spending that $3 million in whatever um outsider investment he was getting for what since
That's
2017.
yeah, it makes you
So
wonder what
17,
exactly
18,
were they
19,
doing.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Like for
I'm
eight
pretty sure a
years.
lot of it went for. I'm pretty sure a lot of it went for the development
I
of the
hope so.
team and
I hope
stuff.
so. I'm assuming most of it went to development, but like
Yeah,
I mean, they did have like 250 employees, so they were funding a lot of people. But it's like
yeah,
they just ran out of money and they couldn't get backers. I guess they couldn't get a company backing them or
yeah.
investors. It's just one of those things where it sucks because like okay, I obviously never played it. I watched some gameplay of Ashes of
Hmm.
Creation Alchem, and like it looks like a decent MMO. Like it looks like a fun MMO. The I mean, the main problem I saw people complaining about it for just when it just comes to the gameplay side is that no one wanted to play tank or healer. Because when you're in a small community, no one was playing tank and healer, so everyone was DPS. So like it was hard to do some of the end game. It was like some of the to do the harder bosses and stuff.
True.
But like, yeah, it's
Uh,
just unfortunate. Unfortunate. Are you this? This is
mhm.
somewhat related, but like, are you a big MM? Did you play WoW? Were you a big WoW?
I used to play WoW, but I kind of just dropped it. I used to
Yeah.
play an older like top-down one called Ragnarok Online.
Oh
So
yeah.
that one was the one I played the most, but I have since not really played any because I can't invest the time in those. I wish
Oh
I
yeah,
could, but yeah,
that makes sense.
they're on
Yeah,
a time sink, and I can't do it right now.
yeah. The only one I played really was Star Wars: The Old Republic, because I loved Star Wars, and I was a huge fan of the Knights of the Republic games. And when I found out they were making that, I was like, oh my god. I was actually a like not a day one, but I was a subscriber to Star Wars: The Old Republic when it first in the first couple years. It's why
Oh, nice.
whenever I actually re-log in,
Hmm.
I have special perks. Like I have more like because it's a free to play game now. So like when you
Yeah.
like when I play with some people like, oh, do you want to play this game? I'm like, yeah, sure. And they're like, why do you have so many more hot bars or stuff like that than I do, or character selections than I do? I'm like, well, I was a subscriber in like 2008 or something like that.
Uh, so yeah, you. At
So
least it's nice that they let you retain some perks like that.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
really
yeah,
cool.
yeah. They did let me retain a bunch of stuff. Like I have more character slots, so I can make more characters and like more access to more character options for customizing characters and stuff. And I also have
Yeah.
access to hot bars, uh,
Huh.
more hot bars, which I mean isn't that big of a
Nice.
deal, honestly. It's more of a quality of life thing. But yeah, I'll never play it that much again though because I just don't have 80 hours, or I don't want to put 80 hours into a game that I'm not entirely sure if I really enjoy.
Hmm.
Speaking of a game that I'm not sure if I really enjoy, I know you heard about this news outcome.
Oh, let me
Um
hear it. Like, yes.
Overwatch 2 is dead.
Oh yeah, yeah. They finally they took it
They
out
they
back and
killed
shot it.
they killed Overwatch
They
2.
old yellered Overwatch 2.
Yep,
Like,
they
dude,
killed
can you
Overwatch
believe
2
they
so they
actually just grabbed Overwatch 2 and ceremoniously executed it in front of a live audience? That was
well
incredible.
like what's even left of Overwatch 2? Like is the is the
No,
main
I mean,
is
I
the
know you
okay,
were.
okay.
There's literally nothing.
Here's a serious question, Malcolm. Is 5v5 still the main mode? Or is it back to
I believe
6v6?
so. I think it's back to five. I think it's still 5v5. I don't know if they.
Okay, is it
Or
back to
you
5v5?
know, maybe.
I'm so
I gotta
outside
go
of
check.
Overwatch now that I actually don't know if 5v5 is still the thing. Because, like, everything Overwatch 2 was supposed to be has been canceled. The hero missions, the PvE, the tech trees, the story, everything is dead.
I mean, they're trying to do new stuff, so it's like,
Well, they're not trying to do new stuff. They're just doing stuff that they promised to do with Overwatch 2, but they're just calling it Overwatch 1 because Overwatch 2 has such a terrible. Overwatch 2, I think, is one of the worst brand recognitions ever in gaming.
yeah. Well, I mean, remember
Overwatch
they
2 is
did
just negative.
Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2 was just Overwatch, just with extra like gameplay. It wasn't any story because the game almost has little to no story. Apparently now they're trying to develop some story.
Yeah.
Um, they tried to emphasize some new modes, the new like mechanic where you could like level up your character or give them like some skills that could like progress over time during a match. Nothing like that ever happened. There were some
Well, they
nice
have
mechanics
perks.
that people
They
were
have
interested
perks
in.
now.
Oh, they do. I need to maybe I want to give it a try, but I don't know.
I have,
They,
you know,
little to no interest.
look, here's the problem, Malcolm. People
Yeah,
think I have a bad relationship with League of Legends. I have a worse relationship with Overwatch.
but you play League.
Exactly.
Oh God, you're gonna go back.
No, here's the thing, Malcolm. Everyone thinks I become toxic when I play League. No, I was toxic when I played a lot of Overwatch.
I don't
I
remember that.
I was reformed when you met me, Malcolm.
Aw, I want to hear swearing jelly one
I
day.
didn't swear. I wasn't
Oh,
really
he
swearing.
said a bunch. He said a
I
bunch of
was. Here's the
slurs.
thing. I never got banned, so I was very clever with my toxicity.
He called people like ingenious slurs. He was calling people slurs, but in like an ingenious way that no one actually understood.
I never
Everyone
got
just thought he was
banned.
just being Canadian polite.
Yeah, everyone thought I was just being nice to them when I was actually telling them they're garbage humans and they need to uninstall the game.
Exactly.
It also helped I was support, so no one wanted to yell at me because if they started yelling at me, I stopped healing them.
I can understand the toxicity then.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. You were a healer. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Well, no, not only that, Alchem, I was healer and tank, so
Yeah, then you experienced best of both horrible worlds. Yeah.
yeah. So like what the saddest thing is, Alchem? The only thing Overwatch 2 now still has is the free to play shop battle pass. That's literally the only thing that's left of Overwatch 2 in Overwatch.
I mean, that's that's not a reason to keep the name since they didn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
I don't understand the ambitious need to. I guess because they still were holding on to some weird mentality that adding a number meant like the audience would think it's something brand new. Oh, it's hype. It's not. It's new. It especially when they provided nothing. They literally were like, they hold out their hands. Here's Overwatch 2, and just like a cloud of like a puff of dust just came out of their hands.
Yeah. Have you seen the update?
I've seen the characters. I haven't really seen the update.
Because
I've seen a number of them.
There is 5 new heroes coming February 10th.
Yep.
For season 1 of Overwatch, it's hilarious that they're calling it that. They had the cat, the totally not Dami Mommy person, the totally not Phoenix person,
totally not Phoenix, yeah.
The ninja healer, and the
ninja
we have Soldier 76 at home. That's not true. He's actually different from Soldier 76, but he's like Gen Z soldier because he's got tons of mobility, but he's got like an assault rifle, and he can like aim down sights and stuff.
It took them all this time and all this desperation at the end to finally reveal a character that everyone suspected and
the cat character.
Remember how long ago there was already knowledge, and it was like
2019.
The rumor mill was saying, there was something called Rocket Cat. There were files of it, and people found it.
Yeah,
and so he was in the game for the long. Well, he was in development, I guess. He was planned for the longest time.
You know what the problem is? What probably was is that he was a PvE character.
Probably. But now they finally brought him in, and now here you go. You have the goofy. You have now a hamster. You now have a gorilla,
and a cat.
And now you have a cat. And all we need is like his sworn enemy, like a mouse, and then you have the Tom and Jerry thing right there.
Yeah. Or we get a dog.
Oh, wait, we have it. Well, I mean, I guess the hamster counts as Jerry.
I mean, kind of.
So yeah.
Kind of.
We just need a dog then.
Yeah. Have you seen the abilities of the cat? It's hilarious. Like the cat's gonna be the biggest troll character.
Isn't it a toe? Like he has a toe ability where he can like grab and pull someone.
You know what it is? You know what it is? It's literally the character that you play from Deadlock.
Ivy.
Yeah, it's Ivy.
It's Ivy.
She can do that to allies and enemies.
I like that. I mean, do it to enemies.
You can do it to enemies, but another thing is you can do it to allies and allies objects. So like I've seen some really crazy plays during the play tests of like a cat grabbing a diva ult and just running at the team.
That is the most threatening thing I've ever heard.
Some of the more ones that happened first is McCree ulting and then the cat grabbing and moving them in the air so McCree can see everyone. So it's harder to hide from McCree.
Lord.
It reminds me of the creativity of, not to bring it up, but it reminds me of the creativity of like Overwatch 1 when those like the first heroes came out. Like people are being really like, it's not just like
I swear to God,
a linear ability because there's so much you can do with this ability, but or you could just horribly fail at it. Like it's like creativity, but also like you could just totally botch this as well.
I feel like what Overwatch needs to do is go in this direction because
it needs to be fun again.
Competitive space. In the competitive space, this is going to be bitched at. They're not going to complain about this. They're going to say this is broken. This is overpowered. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
And that's what made the game so popular back then. It was
Yep.
only when they started to get into the competitive scene where they listened to like influencers and gamers, like the competitive gaming scene,
Yeah.
that they tried to change everything to be more streamlined and for the competitive
Well, it's
sort.
like
And then
it.
things got boring.
Yeah, it's like not to bring up some PTSD for some people, but like goats was only a problem in pro level.
Yeah.
I literally didn't know about. I didn't watch esports Overwatch at all, honestly. And
Hmm.
I watch a lot of esports, but I was not interested in Overwatch esports. And when I was playing Overwatch, I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm just gonna play.
I'm in the same boat
And
here. I never watched
when
those.
people were like, and when then they did the 222 and stuff like that, and I was like, why would they
Okay.
do that? Like, that was the cool part.
Hmm.
And then I was like, oh, it's probably because of goats. And I'm like, I literally play Overwatch almost every day. I have absolutely no idea what this is because like I just wasn't at the rank level for that to matter.
Yeah.
And like I've literally never seen this, and I play a bunch of Overwatch, and I'm like while I played a lot, I was definitely on the casual side of like skill level because I played literally nothing but Mercy, even when Mercy was bad, to the detriment of my teammates.
Get
And
off
then like
Mercy, you're
yeah,
not
and then
healthy.
222 came out, and then apparently the meta when that like I actually stopped playing when roll Q became a thing.
Oh yeah,
Um,
roll Q.
I mean that's still a thing in Overwatch, to be
I
fair.
know, I know.
Like I
Okay.
like when roll Q became a thing, I started not playing it as much. Until my IRL friend group actually ended up buying it in like 2018 or something like that. When then we started
You
playing
hop
again.
back in.
Well, yeah, because but then I was just playing with friends, and that was when we are having a blast.
Yeah, that's more fun. Yeah.
That and one of my
Definitely.
one of my IRL friends to this day won't play Overwatch because he misses old Roadhog. The old hook that literally like was so
The one shot
broken.
hook.
Well, not just no,
Yeah.
but like the hook that hooked everything. Like it
Yeah. It was
went through
fantastic.
walls and went everything. You one shot everything. It was great. I want them to bring that back. I love broken Roadhog. It was so funny.
I can't.
Even
He's too
even
powerful.
even when I was the one dying, it was hilarious. He hooked me in the air as Mercy behind a wall. How is that possible? Doesn't matter. Roadhog.
He got you.
Yeah. But some other interesting things about the new patch, Alchem, is that they have now all the roles have sub roles. Because you know
What?
how in Overwatch there's the tank DPS support, right? And in Overwatch 2, those roles have passives now, right? Now, within the tank support and DPS, within tanks supports or DPS, there are sub roles within those categories. So you have
Ah,
different passives on top of those roles. So they can differentiate the passives for like different heroes in the same category, basically.
ah. You lost me at everything there.
You were
But
playing
okay,
when
I
they were playing when they had passives.
now when they no, but the sub roll part, like
Well, yeah, that's a
what?
new. The sub role is the new thing. Basically,
Yeah.
think of it, DPS has three different subcategories, and now instead of all DPS having the same passive, it depends on what
Uh-huh.
sub role they have within the category. The sub role
Huh.
now determines the passive instead of the role. Uh,
Okay.
which is another way to tinker with stuff and honestly to have more fun with it. It's just like perks. Perks are a good way to have fun with it. I haven't played when they had perks, and if I were to play at some point, I think I would enjoy it. To go back to you, Alchem, the competitive crowd already hates this because they're adding 5 new heroes. The competitive crowd doesn't like it because they're adding too many
Yeah.
heroes.
Yeah,
Because
because it won't give them time to get used to the changes
yeah,
and new heroes. Which, but who gives a fuck?
yeah. There's a lot of people I'm seeing like you should go back to the competitive side of Overwatch, and I'm saying like I understand why people can enjoy the competitive side of Overwatch. You can have a competitive side of Overwatch and still have fun. Like
Yeah.
it's one of the reasons why I'm so frustrated with Blizzard when it comes to Overwatch because you could have had a competitive side of Overwatch if they just added hero bans. Like you didn't need to do the
I
222
thought they did that
or
already.
they have it now, but it was like 5 years too late. They added it like 2 years ago. Like this
Oh
is
yeah,
like
no,
hero
it's a
bans is a
college.
recent thing.
Huh.
But
I
like if
really thought they added that a
instead
while
of
ago.
doing the roll queue, they could have just added hero bans. But they
Yeah,
didn't
it would
want
have
to.
saved a lot of trouble and headache.
It would have. They would have saved. They would have done a lot if they just added hero bans sooner. Uh, and like I said, Alchem, it's tempted me to reinstall Overwatch, but I'm, I just
Don't fall for it.
I'm still not over them canceling PvE. So I don't. When I get over it, maybe I will. I still am not really over it. I'll go back to watching maybe Overwatch content creators if they want to go back. Like, I still watch a bunch of flats and stuff like that, right? So if he goes back and makes videos and stuff like that, I'll watch him. But am I reinstalling it? I mean, I even uninstalled Marvel Rivals. I'm just not in the mood to play a hero shooter right now. I can't help it, man. I'm just like not that interested. I'm not that into funny enough, Alchem, League is the only PvP game that I'm really playing right now. And I'm enjoying it. I can't help it.
Wow.
It's probably a problem. I was thinking, what the funny thing is, Alchem? I've been thinking maybe I should start playing ranked in League of Legends again. And that is a rabbit hole that I don't know if I'm willing to go down, but I'm thinking about it. What if I streamed my ranked stuff? That'd be hilarious. I mean, you even saw I streamed League when the season came out. That was the first time I streamed in it was the first time I streamed in a month, and that stream was one of the longest streams I've ever done.
You got so into it.
Yeah. I played for like 6 hours, and my streams don't generally last that long. So
he's going back. He's gonna be toxic again. Wait, toxic.
No. Here's the thing. I was never toxic in League, Alchem. League was never the game I was toxic in. It was Overwatch. Overwatch was the game that made me stop using voice chat because I yelled at people in voice chat. I was like, nah, I can't do this. This is bad. This is a slippery slope.
No, keep going. Keep going.
It was a slippery slope, and I decided to stop the slide. I decided to stop the slide, and I turned off voice chat.
Man.
Yeah, maybe in a different timeline you would have seen a toxic version of me, but like I said, by the time you met me, Alchem, I was reformed.
Damn it. Worst timeline. Yeah.
Potentially. It depends on
you. So you agree.
Hey, I mean, this timeline is weird, man. To move on to something I think I actually just saw that was interesting. I don't know if you're going to find this interesting, though, Alchem. But Palworld and Pocketpair were in the news again. Luckily, not because of the lawsuit they're in. No really interesting news about that so far.
Yeah, that hasn't changed at all.
That hasn't changed.
It's just stagnation.
It's just stalling, unfortunately. But what I saw was a interview that the CEO of Pocketpair did with someone. And they were talking about hiring people, like how they hire people.
Oh, yeah.
And he said that he requires people to send him screenshots of their Steam profile and like what games they're playing on Steam. And everyone's like, why? And he said, basically, like, obviously it was much more professional than this because, it was doing a thing. And he was like, because we want to know what they're playing. Like, they're game designers. We need to know what type of games they're playing. And everyone's like, when you say it like that, that makes sense. And it's like, yeah, it's like sending in your portfolio for artists or something like that. Like, yeah, I want you to hire me as a game designer. These are the types of games I play. Though, to be fair, he did correct himself as well, saying like, while he prioritizes Steam, like, he wouldn't mind if people sent like Xbox stuff or PlayStation stuff. Of like screenshots and stuff, because like he wants to see like what's your playtime on games, like how much time are you playing video games, what type of games you're playing, and he's like, yeah, I just want to know about that stuff. And then I thought, Alchem, it was weird that people thought this was weird, because like when the job title is game designer, why don't you want to know what type of games you're playing? It's like asking an artist without looking at their art.
In their profile.
Yeah, it's like, it's so weird to me. And I don't know. Obviously we're in agreement, but like, I want to know why people thought this was weird. Because Well,
apparently it's still, because remember, gaming is still not seen as like a. What's funny is gaming is not seen as like
an,
something professional. If you
an
say I'm a
art form,
gamer, kind
yeah.
of like people roll their eyes on you, and but it's even it's funnier because in this aspect, this is this is a profession to develop games, and if you have a slew of games in your repertoire, as in like you've experienced them, you've actually
Yeah.
gotten to play them, you know these games and their mechanics and what they do and stuff, and how exciting it was. Maybe the writing was incredible, maybe the gameplay was incredible. You have that experience, and from that, you can actually like probably channel some creativity. The rest of it would just be your own professionalism in terms of what you can develop, which
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what they're looking for at Pocketpair. The gaming aspect
True.
is just to make sure that you're not just some not just someone who can just make something in 3D or make some mechanic for a game, but that's it. And you don't really put any emphasis on, like, I don't know, making it intriguing, appealing, or anything like that.
Yeah, that
Or
makes
think of it
sense.
from like the perspective of the consumer, which is your average gamer.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, I feel like games still aren't really shown as art or professional
No,
because it just feels like this should have been a no duh moment and everyone was super surprised. I feel like it's strange. But yeah, that was just a small thing I wanted to bring up because it was so interesting to me seeing people be
yeah,
slightly weirded out about it. And also, whether it's on purpose or not, people really love to dunk on Pocketpair and palworld on Twitter, especially.
I don't
So
understand why. That's the part that's weird for me.
it's okay. Look, not to categorize a type of person, but they're the Pokemon fanboys because they hate palworld. You know that's who they
Mm,
are most of the time, or Nintendo
so
fanboys.
foolish.
While it isn't everyone, and there's also just professional haters on Twitter. It's Twitter. There's just so many people that
Yeah,
just
true.
live on Twitter to hate on things and be mad constantly. But yeah,
Professional man. Yep.
yeah. So moving on to
Mm-hmm.
something that makes me sad, Alchem, and
Oh
I
no,
think would also make you kind of sad because
upsetting.
I saw. Okay, maybe not sad, interested because someone made a list outcome that I saw on Twitter of what Ubisoft has done in the past like 5 years,
Yeah.
and it's mostly cancel and or delay and or kill franchises. There was a couple releases, don't get me wrong, but they've canceled the Prince of Persia remake, canceled the
Yep.
Assassin's Creed game that was in the
Mm-hmm.
post Civil War,
Mm-hmm.
delayed Assassin's Creed 4 Resynced, and six other games that we don't know the names of, but we know they delayed them. The Watch Dogs franchise is basically not going anywhere. They canceled the Splinter Cell game that was in development, and they canceled the Star Wars Outlaws 2 sequel before it even entered full production. But the Beyond Good and Evil 2 game is still apparently being developed. And, the Assassin's Creed Shadows came out, Far Cry 6 came out, and that's it, basically. Oh, wait, no, Skull and Bones. That came out as well. So Ubisoft has canceled and or delayed more things than released in the past like 5-ish years. They've barely done a game a year for a AAA developer. And we've talked about Ubisoft a lot because, they can't help but be in the headlines of bad news. But it's like when you put it as a list, I'm like, wow. They literally have basically nothing. And I mean, it makes sense why they're so broke when it comes to stocks. Did I told you, Alchem, before that, when you guessed how low the stock, it's gotten even lower. Like the
Of
stock is,
course. And
it's literally even lower. Like it's
oh,
very
not
sad.
honestly not surprised here.
It's literally €4.
Oh.
It's literally four.
Ow. God damn. All right. All right.
Yeah. So
Huh.
it sucks at Ubisoft right now. And oh man. You know, to be fair, they are still working on like 7 games apparently, right? Because that we know Assassin's Creed 4 Resynced is being developed. And we know I think it's 2 Assassin's Creed games are in production as well as well as 4 other games are unannounced, but we're almost positive that they are working on them. It's basically confirmed but by themselves. And apparently the Beyond Good and Evil too. So it's like
Oh. Well,
what are
make it
these?
smaller.
Oh man, like I just don't know what else they've been working on. Cuz like
I don't. I don't know. No clue what they're working on over there.
yeah. Okay,
Hmm.
I have a question for you, Alchem.
Yeah.
Do you think like okay, we know 6 games are being produced. Do you think one of them's a Rayman game?
I had no. Fuck
No,
no. They
no.
are not going to do Rayman. No.
You have no hope.
No.
Zero hope.
Dude, remember. There's no way they're gonna. I mean, I really wish they would. I
Yeah,
really wish they'd bring back Rayman, but no, I really doubt that.
yeah. I mean, honestly, yeah, I agree. I don't think they're doing anything with Rayman, unfortunately. Yeah,
They're
it
never.
sucks, man. And even their staples like Siege is apparently not doing very well as well. So
They have no faith in their own franchises. That's the issue.
yeah, other than
And
Assassin's Creed for
and
some
it
reason.
shows. It literally shows that they have no faith in their thing except for Assassin's Creed, and they are not willing to take a risk. They're not willing to because
Yeah.
one at this point I don't think they can anymore. It's, like everything is going down the drain for them. Like they're going to try to do a really something. I'm predicting this, unless it's already been announced. They're going to try to do something really big with Assassin's Creed soon.
Well,
But
do you count
I don't.
the remake of Assassin's Creed 4 as a big thing?
You're not the French one.
No, that's the Pirates Black Flag.
Oh, that's the part. Yeah, that probably would.
That's
That probably
probably
would count.
big.
That's
That
one of
count.
their
I think.
more. That definitely was one of their more popular games. So
Yeah. I mean, it's the one
doing a
that's my
remake,
favorite
I feel like
by
that is
far.
their Hail Mary move. And if that doesn't work,
Maybe Far Cry
then
7. We do know they're working on Far Cry 7.
yeah, that too.
And we also know that it most likely has an extraction mode for some reason. Like we know there's an extraction part of Far Cry 7. At least in the early at least from what the leaks have shown, there is an extraction game mode and or like mission type or something like that in Far Cry 7. So I mean, that would make the game different from other Far Cry games. Don't get me wrong. That's a different Far Cry game. They're still chasing trends, but like a Far Cry extraction game? That's I mean,
Interesting. But I don't know.
the shooting in Far Cry has never been like that complicated. So I don't know how that
No,
would
not at
work in a
all.
PvP game, assuming it's PvP.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it's a PvE extraction mission stuff, that might be interesting. A little more serious. Though there isn't really an inventory in Far Cry, so you'd have to like have an inventory, you know? Like there isn't like why I wonder what the extraction is for, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
I don't know.
Well,
When was
again, they're gonna like I said, they're doing ambitious. Well, they have to do ambitious things. They have no choice.
yeah.
They
I mean, at this point, they just need to start releasing video games. They're a video game company that barely releases video games.
No, they have to appeal to their investors who want like guaranteed ways to make money, like
Oh,
crypto games,
yeah, NFT games. Yeah,
NFT games. Yeah,
yeah, that makes sense. Let's make
yeah.
a.
That worked perfectly well for you, didn't it, Ubisoft?
It did. And oh no, we also need to release a NFT marketplace.
Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot they tried to do that. Oh my god, I don't think that went anywhere, did it? That was like a
Are
year
you
or two ago. That was a year ago.
The marketplace? No, the marketplace
Yeah.
was like during the height of like 2021, 2022,
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
think.
That went nowhere. Yeah,
Yeah,
that definitely
literally
went
nowhere.
nowhere.
Literally nowhere. It was called like Quartz or something like that.
Yeah. People literally thought it was going to be the future and this is going to be the next path towards gaming, and in reality, no, nobody wanted
No.
this. Nobody asked for it, so it
I
went
mean, it's just
nowhere.
like when when GameStop made their marketplace, and
Man,
it wasn't even mentioned in their quarterly report.
what a fantastic era.
Yeah, yeah. Um.
Hmm. Well then.
So
Hmm.
to move on to the last thing I want to
Yes, you
talk about.
go on. Oh,
So
let me get this out of the way.
there was something that I saw, Alchem, that I saw, got excited about, and then got really sad about. Right. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go with you for my roller coaster of emotions when I saw these headlines. Baldur's Gate TV series. Right. That's really high. I'm like, oh,
Uh,
that's cool. That's interesting.
yes.
The showrunner is Craig Mazin, which is the person who made the Last of Us TV show.
Okay.
Not as bad, but I've heard people really like the Last of Us TV show, so that's interesting. The
Mm-hmm.
show will be a continuation of the games, so it's set after the events of Baldur's Gate 3, which is also like that's interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting. And then when I hit rock bottom, Malcolm, Baldur's Gate 3
Very-
developers Larian have zero involvement.
Oh, then never mind. Okay.
Then I'm like, oh, so like
Oh, it's
it's
garbage.
like why you didn't even ask them? Like they're not even consultants? Like you mean the people who created the Baldur's Gate 3 set piece, there's zero involvement, which made me incredibly sad.
Yeah.
Also, it's apparently going to be an HBO show, so that's going to be interesting. Meaning it probably will be able to be adult because it's HBO, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
But because like I don't I don't hate the Last of Us guy being as the showrunner because like the Last of Us show is fine from what I know. I am personally not super attached to The Last of Us. So, like, from what I can tell, as a person that is not attached to that IP, he did fine being respectful to it and being introducing it to new players at the same time or new people at the same time, right? Like, for instance, my mom, who doesn't know Last of Us at all, enjoyed The Last of Us season one. I don't think she watched season two, but like she enjoyed the first season, you know? And similar to like Fallout, like my mom loves the Fallout show in the Fallout season. She's enjoyed season 1 and 2. She loves them all, you know? And
Okay.
so like I don't think him being the showrunner is necessarily a negative thing. I actually think it's actually a really good idea to be after the games because if you do it during the games, then you have to do the thing of like, oh god, which decision should we choose for the show? You know what I mean? If you set it after and if you set the timeline long enough, it probably doesn't matter what decision players made. Well, other than the fact that I'm assuming none of the bad endings are probably true because I actually don't know the endings of Baldur's Gate 3 because I still haven't gone to that point yet. So
Hmm.
uh like I don't know how bad the bad endings are, but I'm assuming either the neutral or good endings are going to be the ones that's going to be chosen to be continuations because most bad endings means you like rule the world or something like that. I don't think that happens in Baldur's Gate unless you bang the tentacle guy. Maybe that's the one they choose. Maybe that's the ending they choose.
Okay.
And I don't know Night Road if the Last of Us creators were involved. I don't know if they're consulted or not. I honestly don't know. And I don't think it's going to
Oh
be as bad as a fanfic, but it's surprising to me that they have zero involvement. Like I would expect them to at least be consultants or something like that. Or like
no.
even if it's just like I hope to God at least Wizards of the Coast is involved. Like if they're not involved, that's where it gets really bad. Cuz like
It's a fanfic.
I can be I can understand not wanting Larian Studios involved because it's after Baldur's Gate 3, so like they have no direct involvement with it. But if
I mean,
Wizard of the Coast
considering
isn't
they're
even
doing
involved,
considering they're doing this outside of like the latest story, I mean, they're going to follow whatever is the canonical or whatever ending they're going to choose. This is not a bad idea as long as they don't say that this is, this ties in with their story, ties in with whatever happens next in Baldur's Gate. I mean, honestly, it doesn't seem like it will, considering that the game developers aren't really behind this at all, or not behind it in like they don't approve of it, but behind it in terms of they're not actually writing anything or giving any consultation. So I think it gives them the liberty to create a world
yeah.
within the world,
Yeah. I mean
as long as
similar to
and
what they did with Fallout, where
yeah,
they put
yeah,
it in far enough in the future that it doesn't really matter what decisions the players made because it's been like
exactly,
over 10 years. And like in Baldur's
exactly.
Gate 3 where there's literal magic involved and stuff like that, a lot can happen in
Mhm.
a certain amount of years.
In a certain amount of years, yeah, there could be like vast advancements of
Yeah.
technology and magic.
I'm also
So
being
they
informed by
can,
Jesus that
yeah.
banging the squid doesn't have any impact on the ending, which I thought it did, which is news to me. I've never gotten that far in Baldur's Gate 3. That's a crime against me. I need to play Baldur's Gate 3 way more. I just get distracted and want to play a new class. Like it's the same problem I have with every single RPG. I play the beginning so many times. But
Yeah.
it yeah, it's I'm interested, but cautious.
Yeah, I was like interested but wary, interested but like not nervous. It's more like just I wonder where this is gonna
I'm
go. I'm
because you're
intrigued, but
the you know what the thing is, Alchem, because they're calling it
Mhm.
Baldur's Gate, I'm worried that the show is just going to be non-stop references. And it's going to be no substance. It's going to be all
Maybe
fan service, you know? Like first of
it
all,
just like
I I hate to say it, I hope no Baldur's Gate 3 character shows up at all ever. Like I want it to be show
considering there's
specific characters.
considering there's no
Or
consultation for the team, there might just
yeah,
be a lot of
yeah,
references, which would
yeah.
suck.
Or like it could be like Fallout where there are technically call outs and stuff like that to, you know, the stuff in Fallout, but like very
Yeah.
few of the show's characters are Fallout video game characters, you know?
Hmm.
Funny enough, actually, I think only Mr. House is from the games. Everyone else is a show specific character, basically. I think I'm like rapidly going through all the characters in my mind. Yeah, I mean, other than obviously the factions that are part of the games. So I'd be kind of cool if like, you know, we could get a roguey style character, but as long as it's not actually Astarion, I think I'd prefer. Because also, if Astarion or like any of the characters or Shadowheart have a different voice, I will riot.
People will
Like,
riot. Yeah,
like
people
it,
definitely
they
riot.
have to like if they don't hire their voice actors, I'm going
This is
to burn down their studio.
this is why they really should avoid
Yeah,
using these characters.
yeah, they cannot use those characters because they have to hire the original actors. And
Hmm.
well, if they do, I'm fine with that as long as they're not playing a major role because I want the show to be its own thing. I want it to exist on by itself, and I also want it to be a thing where like, oh, you don't have to be a D&D and or Baldur's Gate fan to enjoy this. It's why I really I haven't watched the full thing yet, but the D&D movie is actually a really good
Yeah.
movie even if you don't know what D&D is. It's just a fun fantasy action film if you don't know what D&D is. And if you do know it, you see he's casting that spell or he's doing that because of this or like there's nods to D&D, right?
Yeah.
Other than the fact that obviously like the enemies are from D&D and the spells are from D&D, but like you can see like the small details sometimes as well. And it's interesting to me that they're doing this, but also Alchem, I don't know about you, I'm getting video game show fatigue because Fallout
Oh
did so
no,
well, and
there's
because
so many
Fallout
new
did
ones that
so
are getting
well,
announced.
the Mario movie did so well, the Sonic movie did
Mm-hmm.
so well. I'm like, guys, can we not just have original shows? It's why
Nope.
even though I don't even think that it was like I think the show was good, but it's why I really
Let's
enjoyed
see.
what was the show?
Hold on.
Severance?
You just you just reminded me. I need to go double check some things if they were real or not.
Yeah. Like it's like what me enjoying Severance really well because it's like a actually unique idea of a show and it's not just a new thing. To be fair, I don't know if it's a book or anything like that, but like at least it's something different from my side. So it's interesting to see. And I don't know. I'm just fatigued when it comes to video game media outside of video games. I get it. I understand why, especially when they're doing them right and they actually are good, like the Fallout stuff and the
Mm-hmm.
Sonic movies, the Mario movies. The Minecraft movie sucks, but you know it was fun, I guess. uh, the Halo show still haunts me to this day.
Yeah.
Uh,
Haunts a soul.
yeah. So at least that stuff is decent for the most part. I should probably do a video on the Halo series so I can just say how much I hate it. Maybe one day. And how they killed Master Chief, figuratively and literally. Not literally.
Oh God.
In my world, though, he's dead.
As a character, he's
As a
dead.
character, he's dead.
How could they do that to him?
Yeah, but yeah, it's just crazy. Did you find what the stuff you're looking up?
I think it was just rumor mill stuff.
Oh yeah, what
Like
was it?
I was hearing a bunch of stuff about other games that are being turned into like either
Oh
shows or
yeah,
something. And one joke when I saw, and I'm guessing they were doing the joke that everything is being turned into. It was talking about Deadlock being turned into one. And I was like,
oh
nah,
yeah. There's no
okay, now
way.
we're going too far.
There's
We're
no
going too
way.
far now.
Deadlock's the most people don't even
You're
know
gonna
what
turn
Deadlock is. That the
time,
gaming
time
community
to
are the
turn
only people.
Overwatch into an animated series.
That would be a good idea though, and they're never gonna do that.
No, because Blizzard doesn't. Blizzard wants to keep it to themselves, and rather than like open up their world, they'll save it for no. We can do this for season 2.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Well,
I
apparently, I
can't
mean,
believe it.
they are doing a story
Oh,
apparently for season 1, but we'll
yeah,
see.
yeah. Season 1 is basically most of the new characters that are coming out are either villains or something, and like from what I
Well, they're
remember,
part
it's
of
like
Talon.
Talon is
Yeah,
getting
they're a part
Talon
of
is getting a
Talon.
complete reshape of leadership.
Well, yeah, because
That's like,
they punched Doomfist out of a tower. He like
yeah,
fell.
yeah, that man is dead. There's no way he's coming back. He's
Zero
true
way.
off screen death. He's
Off
not
screen
coming
death.
back.
He's not coming back. They're killing him off in the
Yeah,
game, and he's gonna come back as a DPS character.
he's never coming back.
Imagine if they actually did that, where they actually just killed him
He
off,
landed.
and it's like old Doomfist is back because he
He
goes through
landed
a
on his
redemption.
fist, and yeah, he lands on his fist, so he kind of like breaks it. Instead of being like a tank character, now he can just
He goes back to
it
being a
lost.
DPS character.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what happens.
Yeah, it'd be kind of crazy. But that is
Mhm.
all the stuff I have for today, Alchem. So why don't you do some shoutouts?
All right then, everyone who's been enjoying the stream and enjoying the podcast, whether you're listening live through the stream or through YouTube or through every other platform we may be on now or in the future. Thank you
Spotify.
guys so much. I'm trying to be optimistic here, and we could be on other things.
I hate other
No,
things.
but he hates change. That's
No,
why he keeps
they
going
hate
back to
me.
League.
They won't let me make accounts.
Fair enough. But thank you, everyone who joined in. My name is Alchem. I'm the little Tanuki over on the right side of the screen, or I guess the other voice you hear. But thank you all for sticking around. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. And if you want to support me, you can always check me out live on Twitch and YouTube, where I stream usually a bunch of different games. In fact, I'm probably popping into VR chat in a bit after this. You can catch me over on Twitter as well, where I post random stuff that I like, maybe pictures that I enjoy from games or moments and clips, as well as on YouTube Shorts and TikTok, where I usually post clips that I create from there. Yeah, feel free to check out any of
Yeah.
those things, and if you want to drop me some support, it is more than welcome. And as always, you can catch me here on Saturdays for the podcast, where I'm usually tagging along with Jelly, who will now take it away. Go, Jelly, go!
Hello, everyone. If you are new here, please, if you're watching the podcast on YouTube, subscribe to the new Two Buds of One podcast YouTube channel. I really appreciate everyone that's supported so far and all that good stuff. I am the TechnoJelly. So now you can actually go over to my channel, The TechnoJelly, on YouTube if you want to check out my stuff. I do videos on Mondays and Fridays. I do new style videos on the Monday, and I do personal opinion and or essay style stuff on Fridays. If you'd like to check that out. I also do shorts 3 times a week as well. And those shorts are also uploaded on TikTok and Instagram Reels if you want to check that out. If you'd like to support me directly, I have a Patreon at patreon.com/TheTechnojelly. They going through the credits right now if you want to support as well. And if you want to support me, I have a coupon code TechnoJelly at poggers.shop. They do hydration drinks and caffeinated drinks as well as sleep aids as well. You get 10% off if you use my code TechnoJelly on checkout. And if you'd like to follow me on other platforms, I have a Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Threads. Thank you everyone for watching episode 68. Yes, 68 of Two Buds One Podcast. And we'll see you in another episode. Goodbye, everyone.
See you guys later. Bye.